The decision that everyone has been waiting for has been made. Joe Biden has chosen California Senator Kamala Harris as his running mate for 2020. Ever since the former vice president made it very clear he was choosing a woman,
I will in fact I'll pick a woman to be vice president.
the race to find out who that woman was going to be was almost the only thing people could talk about. And it seemed like the name of basically every woman lawmaker in the country was actually in contention.
Stacey Abrams,
Congresswoman Val Demings,
Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren.
But Kamala Harris always felt like the front runner, and there were clear reasons for that throughout the process. To get into those, I talked to our resident Kamala Harris expert months before Joe Biden actually made his choice.
I'm Chris Catalogo, national political reporter at Politico.
Chris, you spent the presidential primary covering Kamala Harris. And right now, she is it seems like she has been for a long time, at the top of the list for Vice President Joe Biden's beat pick. Does it feel like this is her beat stakes to lose?
We look at kind of what she's done since she dropped out of the primary, and she immediately sort of rushed back to the Senate and started focusing on coronavirus and a lot of the disparities there between various communities, including people of color. And then, of course, we had this huge moment with the death of George Floyd. And since then, her platform in the Senate has really been elevated. She's been all over TV. She's been in the Senate introducing with Cory Booker the police reform bill. And so while she's focused on these things, of course, we have this beat stakes going on. And she, out of all these candidates, we've noticed that our contenders here, we've noticed that she seemed to play very much an inside game. So a lot of what we hear her talking about is what she's focused on in the Senate, but we don't see her out there sort of in a way overtly promoting herself for the job.
What are the political benefits that he gets from choosing her?
So we saw over the course of the primary that this is someone with a lot of raw political talent. This is we saw what she could do. She clearly was able to build a following. There's at the same time this question of representation, and a lot of people feel like Black voters and Black women in particular have spent decades supporting the Democratic Party. This is something Kamala Harris herself sort of voiced in one of the last debates in Atlanta, that it's time that the party recognize the contribution of Black women. And so we can't really separate that much larger overarching sort of need within the party from her as an individual.
What are the reasons he would not choose her? Because what we've learned in 2016 is that anything can happen. So what are the reasons why Vice President Joe Biden would not pick Kamala Harris?
We're in this era from COVID to these protests that have sort of galvanized the country, but we're coming off a primary where there's an incredible amount of power in the economic populism that we've seen within the Democratic Party, and of course that's represented to a large degree by Elizabeth Warren. And what we saw from Kamala Harris in the campaign is she was more of a traditional Democrat. So I think if he's trying to capture some of that within the party, if he's trying to go left, so to speak, and pick a progressive, that would be something that would work against her. The other thing that Biden has to consider here, given his advancing age, is he's really picking someone he could pass the torch to within the party. So who he picks is going to determine a lot of the direction of the party over the next 4 to 12 years potentially, and that is really added to the stakes of this decision this time around. There really is a lot at stake, just in the sense that he himself has described himself as a bridge within the party. And so if he's a bridge, what is he a bridge to?